Welcome to Getting to Know You, that is residents and staff at Stonebridge. I'm standing outside the door of Chaplain Jenny Urbanski's new office, and she's going to be our guest today. We thought you'd like to see what her new place looks like and meet her there. So I'm going right inside, and I think she'll be waiting for us.
Hi there.
Hello
I'm gonna
Jenny.
take this off.
Yeah, you can take it off and we can sit.
Hi,
What a lovely place.
It's a wonderful space.
I can imagine it's good for meeting with families and individuals, but then I see over there a nice little office
My
space.
desk, computer, my books, everything that I
Right,
need.
where you can be planning
Yes.
things for all of us here in the community. And what a good time to be talking to you, because the fall really is a time that we gather to be thankful for people and the bounty and
Yes,
so
yeah.
on. And you play a big role in that, obviously, but COVID also plays a role in that. So maybe you could talk a little bit about what you were thinking about these traditional events and how we can still have them.
We've really had to be creative.
Mhm.
Everyone on staff has had to do that. And as we look ahead to the traditional holidays, and especially coming up very soon are the Jewish high holidays,
Mhm.
the New Year and Yom Kippur.
Mhm.
Folks from the community outside of Stonebridge have been calling and wanting to volunteer
Mhm.
their time, their resources. We have the Jewish Family Services
Mhm.
folks that are going to be making gift bags
Mhm.
for Rosh Hashanah for
Mhm.
our healthcare residents.
Mhm.
So those will be delivered. We'll be able to pass those out.
Mhm.
Typically, we would have large family traditional meals
Right.
that we would serve, but Ed and his dining staff, they're going to be having the traditional foods on the menu so residents can order them.
Order them.
And I'm also in conversation with folks from Kehilat Shalom. They normally come and lead
Mhm.
a service for the high holidays,
Right.
and they may be able to come and lead something socially distanced,
Uh-huh.
where people will need to sign up and they can be a part of that.
Yeah.
And as we begin to slowly reopen,
Mhm.
we may be able to have smaller gatherings
Mhm.
with enough space in the large auditorium where we
Right.
can have some ritual, some gathering, some
Right.
way to be together without compromising people's
You
health.
you know, what I was thinking is that since we can have small groups, maybe you could put out a script. And you could have informal
Yes,
groups
yes,
rather than the formal ones.
Yes.
Well, the other thing that we all look forward to is the memorial,
Correct.
remembering people who we've lost. And so how are you thinking about that?
Well, traditionally what we've done in the past is twice a year in September and in March,
Mhm.
we have a wonderful Stonebridge Community Memorial, which residents come to, staff have been in attendance, and we usually have invited family members as well.
Mhm.
And we can have 50 to 80 people that come to those, and
Right.
family members will say how wonderful it was to come back
Mhm.
to Stonebridge and be able to remember, because it became a part of their home and family life as well. We had been hoping that we could, after some time, do that again and gather, but it's become clear that we can't exactly do that. So we put our heads together with some of the other Spring Point chaplains, and Robin's been very helpful in pulling this off. At the end of the month, we'll be doing a remembrance walk where we've collected photos of the residents who have passed in recent months.
Mhm.
We'll have their name, they will have a memorial marker.
Mhm.
We'll put it out in the greenway, our beautiful greenway with the trees and the flowers and the bridge and the pond in the distance. And we are inviting family members to come as well. It will be set up Friday the 25th
Mhm.
through the
September.
28th September.
Mhm.
And we're just inviting people to come and take a memorial walk as they can at their leisure. We'll also have a memorial bulletin board, and I've already received poems, obituaries, sayings that their loved ones have appreciated over the years. And we will have that displayed in the front
Oh, how nice.
so that people can read that as well.
All right.
All we'll have to do is come in, do a quick screening,
Mhm.
and take the
Great.
walk and remember.
That's really a wonderful idea. We'll remind people at the end of
Yes.
this conversation exactly what to do. Jenny, we don't have a long history with getting to know you, as you know. But it already is a tradition that people look forward to hearing of something about the person that they're meeting. Many people know you, but don't know you. And so this is an opportunity to say, can you tell us something about yourself? And I'd like to make an observation. I imagine that you went to theological seminary of some kind.
I did.
But you also have an appreciation for many different religious traditions and the values that are associated with them, and that sort of permeates your respect. And I was just wondering, where does that come from? Did you have a childhood where you lived in a foreign country, or do you remember stories, or is it just something that came along as you were in training?
It's definitely something that came along while I was in training. My experience growing up was a very much more conservative Christian environment. And so as I grew and sensed a calling to ministry and went to seminary, went to Princeton Theological Seminary, I was planning on doing parish ministry and being ordained Presbyterian. But I did my field education at Monroe Village, which is another Spring Point Senior Living community.
Yes.
And that really was about 15 or so years ago, my first real experience with interfaith and a more spiritually diverse population. And I found that I loved it. And I learned as I went.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Yeah. If you were listening. And
yeah. And I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's been a key to what I want to do here, is be welcoming to everyone. I've never wanted to look like or seem like a religious, specifically religious figure, although I certainly can and do walk and talk in those worlds.
Right.
What I want to do is be the chaplain for everyone.
Right. I think that's the way you're seen. Would you mind telling us if you have a family, or where you come from?
Yes.
Where your childhood was, or?
I was raised in Connecticut and have hopped all over the country, from the East Coast to Chicago to California, Washington State, and then back to New Jersey, where I went to Princeton Seminary and had children who started to grow up and go to school, and so here I am in New Jersey still. Yes.
Yeah, a working mom.
A working mom.
Yeah. We could have guessed, I guess, but we're really so appreciative of what you do for us as individuals seamlessly, and then the role that you play in our community that welcomes so many different traditions, or helps us understand different traditions. It's really great to get to know you. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and I hope people get to visit you in this wonderful.
It's a wonderful space. Come visit.
Good. Let's just recap. The Memory Walk will be on the Greenway, and it's a weekend, as we're taping this in 2 weekends, actually.
2 weekends, yes.
And it will be up for several days.
Yes.
So people can do it at their leisure.
At their leisure. We'll announce it on Touchtown. We'll have it in the bulletin. We'll make sure that you know where it is and how to get there, and that you can just come as you feel like you want to. There's no set time that you have to be there.
Right. It'll be nice to connect up with
Yes.
people we miss.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for being
Thank
with
you,
us.
Ingrid. Thank you.
I'm Ingrid Reed, and I'm so happy to host Getting to Know You, and I'm grateful to Robin Doherty for our taping and editing, and to Sandy Hyde for timing, and for Jeff Diener for all his advice and encouragement. Tune in again, but meet Jenny Urbanski next.